Coming up, Omicron is spreading throughout the world. The new coronavirus variant is more dangerous than others, epidemiologists say. What measures is Kazakhstan taking? Kazakhstan intends to increase non-resource exports by 1.5 times. How is the manufacturing industry supported in the country? The written heritage of the Great Steppe in Nur-Sultan, the rarities from Turkestan were brought to the National Center of Manuscripts and Rare Books. Stay tuned for more details. New restrictions will come into effect in Kazakhstan due to the Omicron variant from December 3rd. These are mandatory PCR tests and a week-long quarantine, regardless of vaccination, for travelers arriving from countries where cases of the new strain of coronavirus have been detected. President of Kazakhstan Kassym-Jomart Tokayev and WHO Director General Tedros Adhanom Ghebreyesus have recently discussed measures to address the COVID-19 pandemic amid the spread of the new variant. Meanwhile, domestic infectious diseases experts say that there are rather high risks of a new mutated strain of coronavirus Omicron coming to Kazakhstan. This variant of COVID-19 can be more dangerous than the Delta strain, said Sadvakas Baygabulov, deputy head of the Department of Sanitary and Epidemiological Control of Almaty City. Omicron contains 32 mutations, some of which indicate its high resistance to vaccines. As previous practice shows, newly detected COVID-19 strains, taking into account mainly the airborne transmission mechanism, inevitably spread from the country of origin to other countries. There are always risks. At the same time, new strains are actively infecting the unvaccinated population. That's why mass vaccination against coronavirus is an important barrier to the spread of the infection. At present, there are no signs of circulation of the Omicron variant in the city of Almaty. Kazakhstan will suspend air traffic with Egypt and restrict entry from 11 countries, including South Africa, Botswana, Lesotho, Namibia, Zimbabwe, Mozambique, Madagascar, Eswatini, Malawi, Tanzania, and Hong Kong, reported at the government's meeting today. The decision of the authorities was related to the global spread of the new variant of coronavirus, Omicron. To date, it was detected in Israel, Czech Republic, the Netherlands, Belgium, the United Kingdom, Italy, Germany, Australia, Canada, and Egypt. Now passengers arriving from these countries will have to take a PCR test, regardless of vaccination. They will also be placed in home quarantine for 7 days. Meanwhile, the epidemiological situation in the country remains stable, Kazakh Prime Minister emphasized. Only North Kazakhstan region is in the red zone, 5 regions are in the yellow zone, and 11 are in the green zone.
Стационарлық және амбулаторлық емдеудегі
The number of infected people receiving inpatient and outpatient care has significantly decreased. The occupancy rate in infectious diseases hospitals is 29%, in intensive care beds is 23%. The proposals of the Health Ministry to enhance control at the state border are supported given the emergence of Omicron variant in other countries. There has to be constant control of the epidemiological situation within the country. People must continue wear masks indoors and in transport maintain social distance. We also need to ensure proper coverage with vaccination and booster vaccination. The new variant of coronavirus, Omicron, poses a very high risk of infection surge around the globe with severe consequences, the World Health Organization warned. The strain has multiple spike mutations that give it a potential to escape protection against immunity of people who have already been vaccinated or have had coronavirus. In this regards, the WHO experts urge countries to accelerate vaccination and be prepared for an increase in the number of hospitalizations. Omicron cases have already been detected in the United Kingdom, Denmark, Australia, Germany, Israel, and several other countries. Belgium changes the approach to booster vaccination. The reason is the high risk of Omicron variant spread and the sharp increase in the number of fresh cases of already existing strains of COVID-19. Instead of the assignment by priority group or by age, invitations to receive the third dose of vaccine will be sent to all Belgians aged from 18 in the next 2 weeks. According to the authorities, the bulk of adults in the country will be revaccinated by early March 2022. Kazakhstan reported 654 new cases of COVID-19 in the last 24 hours. Nur-Sultan accounts for the highest single-day caseload in the country. The Kazakh capital recorded 108 new coronavirus cases in the past day. The Karaganda region follows with 103 new infections. The Pavlodar region is in third place with 90 new confirmed cases. Since the beginning of the pandemic, total COVID-19 cases in Kazakhstan have passed 971,000. According to data from the country's health ministry, over 26,000 residents continue to receive treatment for coronavirus. Of them, more than 5,500 people are in inpatient care. To date, 8,066,053 Kazakh citizens have been fully vaccinated against the virus. Kazakhstan and Switzerland will build service centers, factories, a plant for the production of recycled thermoplastics, and also create joint agricultural foundation, a livestock breeding complex, and much more. The parties signed 6 agreements worth over $300 million during the investment roundtable held in Geneva. In addition, the countries intend to launch a direct flight from Nur-Sultan to Basel.
Our company is running the airport of Basel-Mulhouse-Freiburg. Is one of 3 international airports in Switzerland. The airport is binational. It's run by France and by Switzerland equally. Today we are here to sign a memorandum of understanding with Nur-Sultan Airport with the clear objective to establish in the future direct flights between Nur-Sultan and Switzerland.
Switzerland has been one of the main strategic and investment partners of Kazakhstan for many years. Over the past 15 years, the European country has invested $28 billion in the economy of Kazakhstan. In turn, Kazakhstan invested in Switzerland more than $840 million in US currency. Over 200 Swiss companies are successfully operating here. The Swiss market and the European market are interested in a high-quality product from Kazakhstan. Our products are known for their high environmental standards. A memorandum was signed on possible financing from the Swiss party, which is ready to share their experience. This is not just a trading company. These are people who have been dealing with sturgeon caviar for over 40 years for several generations. A memorandum was signed in Switzerland on joint activity for the registration of the first Kazakh-made vaccine Qazaq and for its promotion to the markets of the countries of Africa, Latin America and Europe. Kazakhstan plans to increase non-resource exports 1.5-fold. At present, the manufacturing industry that is at focus shows a strong positive trend in almost all of its sectors. In total, in the first 10 months of 2021, the industry achieved a growth rate of 5.3% compared to 2020. This was announced by Kazakh Minister of Industry and Infrastructure Development Beybut Atamkulov. According to him, 139 projects totaling 1.3 trillion tenge are scheduled to be launched this year as part of the regional industrialization map. 83 of them worth 1 trillion tenge are already in operation. Until 2025, almost 500 more new projects will be launched, Atamkulov said. Their value will exceed 13 trillion tenge. These are enterprises in the construction industry, mining and metallurgical complex, mechanical engineering, chemical and light industries, as well as pharmaceuticals.
Жалпы алғанда 2025 жылы жаңа жобаларды іске асыру.
Overall, the following indicators will be achieved in 2025 through the implementation of new projects and new measures. The annual volume of the manufacturing industry will amount to 19.7 trillion tenge. Fixed capital investment in manufacturing will be 3.5 trillion tenge. Non-resource exports will be worth $21.8 billion. In addition, Kazakhstan will rise to 69th place in the Global Economic Complexity Index by increasing production of technologically sophisticated goods and expanding the export basket.
Экономикалық күрделіліктің әлемдік индексіне 69-шы орынға көтеріледі.
The 30th anniversary of Kazakhstan's independence was celebrated in the House of Commons of the British Parliament. The MPs wished the people of Kazakhstan success, well-being and prosperity. The UK is a strategic partner of Kazakhstan and one of the largest investors. Over the decades, the two countries have established strong bilateral relations and mutually beneficial cooperation.
What progress in 30 years Can you imagine the British doing what Kazakhstan has done in 30 years? No. To hell they could. It's taken 800 years to make imperfect democracy in this place. But actually, what we've got in Kazakhstan as a country that's seriously got to grips with the problem it faced 30 years ago in 1991 when the Soviet Union was dissolving and Kazakhstan gained its independence.
The event also presented a book on Kazakhstan's achievements over the years of independence. It contains essays and articles describing the country's formative stages, political, economic and educational reforms, the progressive development of investment potential, foreign policy achievements, the culture and traditions of the country of the Great Steppe and new tourist routes. The written heritage of the Great Steppe in the capital, the National Center of Manuscripts and Rare Books, opened an exhibition displaying 60 unique exhibits brought from Turkestan. Visitors are presented with the rarities that have been collected for years by the staff of the Nur-Sultan State Historical and Cultural Reserve Museum. The exhibition features not only the manuscripts of the Quran from different centuries, but also the works by renowned scholars such as Hoxha Ahmed Essawi and Suleiman Bakarghani, rewritten in the 19th century, as well as many other invaluable exhibits. In addition, visitors will see 37 written monuments, 15 paintings of the verses of the Holy Quran, kursi, tasbihi and lamps. The exposition, which was dedicated to two dates, namely the day of the first president of Kazakhstan and the 30th anniversary of the country's independence, will run until December 30th free of charge.
Түркістан қаласынан келіп отырмыз елордаға. Көрмеміздің аты.
We specially came from Turkestan to Nur-Sultan to present the exhibition entitled The Written Heritage of the Great Steppe. We have plans to organize more events on this topic. The exposition in the capital is the first step. Our collection has over 25,000 exhibits. It is a very important museum for the country.
Онда 25 мыңнан астам жәдігер бар. Үлкен еліміздегі іргелі Әзірет Сұлтан Қорық музейі.
В центре музея.
In fact, a lot of primary sources, original books and manuscripts are stored in the Hazrat Sultan Museum, about 700 pieces in total. They brought only a small part here, the most valuable of them. I hope that it will be a very great holiday gift for the residents of Nur-Sultan.
Подарком к празднику нашим жителям города Nur-Sultana.
Films made in Kazakhstan will be screened in France, Belgium and Luxembourg. A unique festival will show the most interesting new movies of Kazakh cinema for the third time. It will be sponsored by the Hotel de Ville, the city hall in Paris, which will organize the opening ceremony. President of the festival, Andrei Ivanov, noted the increasing interest of the local audience in Kazakh cinema. According to him, a business forum will also take place for representatives of the industry during the festival.
Прежде всего, мы решили начать показ с долгожданной премьеры.
We decided to start the screening in France with the long-awaited premiere of the film Tommy Race in French. This is a historical blockbuster, one of the most interesting examples of the achievements of Kazakh cinematography. France has been waiting for this film on the big screen for several years.
Фильм ожидают уже несколько лет во Франции на большом экране.
The film Yellow Cat, that was submitted for the Oscars next year, will be also screened to film fans in France. The program of the festival included Kazakh-Japanese film The Horse Thieves, the documentary about the life of Dior's muse Alla Ilchun, and the new film Kazakh Lessons by Yermek Shinarbayev. The closing ceremony will be dedicated to the memory of the famous film director Satabaldan Arımbetov with the screening of his film Amanat.